Diane in Denmark here. Good morning. It is the 18th of December, and you know, with my post-menopausal brain, I'm not very good at remembering, which day of the week or which date of the month we're on. But luckily, with this thing that we're doing at the moment in Denmark, where we have our calendar candles, kind of keeps us on track. Anyway, we're on to 18 today. 18th of December. We're counting down. And I'm not going to keep you back long today because I know we've all got stuff to do, places to go, people to see. And last night I was out with my besties, Vibeke and Helena, because we had our annual Christmas dinner where we go out and we call ourselves the Bathing Bells. And this morning I'm meeting them because we're doing our present exchange. Now, our gift exchange, we do that down at the bathing club. And we take a little tree with us, and as is the Danish tradition, we hold hands and we dance around the tree. So we've got this tiny tree. I'll try and put some pictures. I'll take some pictures later, and I'll try and put those on Instagram. And if you saw when I was at Vibeke's house for our crafting afternoon evening last week, you will see that I was doing some little angels made out of just paper concertina folded. And what I've done with them is I've printed out some pictures of myself and Helena and Vibeke. So there we are as little angels. So we're gonna have those today down at the bakery. They haven't seen these yet, and I think they're going to get a good laugh out of them. Anyway, as I said to you, I'm not going to keep you back because I know I don't want to have you sitting here watching long videos when we're getting ready for Christmas or whatever it is you are celebrating, or just celebrating every day. Tuesday in Flylady Land, you've heard it before, is Plan and Play Day, where we look at our calendar. It's my calendar, and we just kind of look ahead. What's coming up? Have you got birthdays coming up? Do you have a vacation coming up? Activities at school? All of those things. We're just keeping it on our radar, even if it is Christmas. Just kind of keep looking ahead. And is there anything that you need to do? What's the next action step that you need to take? Do you need to buy a birthday card? Do you need to wrap some Christmas presents? So we're just taking 10 minutes today and doing that. Remember, we're not using the whole day to do it. And as I've been sharing with you the last many weeks, Tuesday, Plan and Play Day for me is the day that I plan menus, and I've been telling you what we have been having for dinner. So quick video today, and I'll make it as quick as possible. So let's go back 1 week. I don't tell you what's coming up and what we're eating because sometimes things change. So that's why I always do what we actually ate last week, how things turned out. Because the main thing with menu planning is just make sure that you've got food in the house. Don't worry too much if you have to change Monday's menu for Thursday, or as long as you've got food in the house, you are ahead of the pack. So anyway, last Monday, that would be the 10th of December, I pulled out a lasagna which I had in the freezer, and a couple of weeks back I made a double batch of lasagna. We ate one night and I put the other one in the freezer. So I pulled that out because I was out in my Swedish language class in the evening, and my DD16, she was away travelling with school. On Tuesday night I was round at Vibeke's for our little Christmas craft thing. I'll put a link to the playlist up there with crafts and recipes. And I took, as you probably saw in the video, I took round a big batch of minestrone soup, which I'd made in my Instant Pot, and some bread. And I left some soup here at home for the boys, for my husband and my son, and they also had some leftover lasagna. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, my daughter returned from her school trip, and I made one of her favourites, which is bollar i kai, which means balls and curry sauce, a very traditional Danish thing. We had that with rice. I've also got a video on that. It's on the recipes and crafts playlist. On Thursday, Thursday was a busy day. It was Lucia, the Lucia procession. We had smoked salmon, just cold smoked salmon with potato salad and a tomato mozzarella salad, and also some leftovers of the bollar i kai. And then on Friday, my hubby was out to his office Christmas party, julefrokost as it's called in Danish, which actually means Yule lunch, but it's they call it lunch, but it's actually in the evening. It's just named for the Christmas party. And as we're like the majority of Denmark, everybody I spoke to, you know, their significant other was out at an office party on Friday. It's always a big weekend that weekend for people travelling and doing stuff. Okay, so we decided to have a takeaway, because you know, we almost never have takeaway or go out to a restaurant. So that's what I did with the kids, and we had sushi. We had sushi because my son and I, we love sushi. My husband's not keen on sushi, so we took the advantage of the time and we had sushi. And then on Saturday, I made something that Kay, I'll just call her Kay, on Instagram. She often makes something called taco pie. So I made taco pie, and we had that with rice and all the trimmings, you know, guacamole and salsa. The family weren't that keen on it, but anyway, it was a good thing to make in a pinch. It's basically, you know, like a taco cooked meat with a kind of eggy, cheesy topping on it. And then on Sunday, we had a turkey roast straight from the supermarket with baked potatoes and steamed broccoli. Boom! So that's what we had for last week. And today I'm planning our meals for the next week. And of course, for us in Denmark, we celebrate Christmas on the 24th of December, Christmas Eve. So like one week from now, Christmas will be kind of over for us. We'll have danced around the tree, we'll have opened all the presents. So we really are, it's getting really exciting now. And just a word on our tree, the kids decorated this at the weekend. And I remember there was a comment last year. I've made a video about how we celebrate Christmas, what we do on the 24th, what we do on the 23rd, what we do on the 25th. You know, all the Danes have so many traditions. And I made a video about it last year, and somebody commented, I believe it was a lady from the States, and she said, oh, if I wanted to, you know, kind of like improve the tree, I could, you know, fill all the gaps with flowers or ribbons or something. And I just want to point out that in Denmark, our trees are quite sparse. We go for the kind of natural look. Well, as natural as a tree can be covered with ornaments. I mean, you don't see many trees outside covered in ornaments. But our ornaments are usually something which has been handmade, or the kids have made it at nursery, something like that. And we like to see the kind of space between the branches, and then, for me at least, I'm able to better see the ornaments and appreciate them. So I'm not going to be adding anything else to the tree. The only thing I am going to add are some Danish flags. We always put some garlands of Danish flags. And just if you have, you know, if you've not yet decorated your tree, or just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be the perfect tree. You don't have to have the perfect spacing for the lights. We've got these little lights that look like the kind of real candles, but they're electric ones. Because there was a lady once that I know, and she said to me, oh yeah, you know, this little tree that they had, it had all the kids' stuff from nursery, and then they had the proper tree with all the proper ornaments that she put on. And I just thought that was really sad in a way, and I really like that it's full of, you know, decorations that have seen better days, that are coming unstuck. We've got stuff from my dearly departed Danish father-in-law. We've got stuff, hold on, let me just grab some things. I think I've walked through the tree in my other video from last year. Let me see if I can find, because some of these ornaments are tiny. Okay, here's one that's quite big. A lot of these things were made by my dearly departed Danish mother-in-law, and she was very good. I'll just put that there, you can see it. It's beads which she has sewn together, and so for me, I really like the kind of mishmash of things, and that's what, you know, for me, that's what the spirit of Christmas is about. You know, it's, getting new decorations from the family in Scotland, from neighbours in Scotland, and we've added some of our own things. You know, we've got the Tweet and Sparky, the lovebirds, who you can probably hear in the background. So we've added a few wee birdies to our tree. So anyway, don't get up in the perfectionist thing of it. Just enjoy the spirit of the season. So anyway, without further ado, I need to get on my bike and get down to the sea for our skinny dip today. And the water temperature right now, we are down at 2 degrees, which is about, I think it's around 30 something. And we're just above freezing. We're actually quite mild for the time of year, but we will be going into our coldest season. You know, this is winter for us from 1st of December, but our coldest months are generally January, February and March. And you may have seen last year I posted about, you know, the sea freezes over, it froze over at the end of February. So we're coming up for the really cold season. Anyway, it's not going to be a white Christmas for us. And I saw the weather forecast, and we've had such dull days, but you know, we make our own sunshine. And on that note, I am off to see my sunshine girlfriends, my besties. So anyway, live long and prosper. May the Danish hoogie be with you. Be quiet, Tweet and Sparky. I know they want to kind of sit on my shoulders. And I'll check in with you again tomorrow, and I'll see you on Instagram. Okay, bye for now.